Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
Main Street Coordinator for the City of Monroe, and I just wanted to tell you a few of the great things that are coming up here in downtown in the next few weeks. On Saturday, February 27th, the Monroe Tree Board is celebrating Arbor Day, and you can come by the Monroe Museum located at 227 South Broad Street in that back parking lot and do a drive-through and get a free seedling to celebrate Arbor Day. There'll be a forester on hand to answer any questions that you may have about planting your tree, but that's something that you can take home from the tree board as a free gift, and they'll have a commemorative stick that's also celebrating our bicentennial year. So on February 27th, come out and celebrate Arbor Day with the Monroe Tree Board. On February 28th, you have an opportunity to see our newest event venue in downtown. The Factory at Walton Mill is a new center that has opened up for weddings and events and is beautifully done. So they'll be hosting an open house on February 28th, and that's from 12 to 4 p.m. and there'll be vendors, anything in the wedding industry. So if you have a wedding in your future, this is an event that you don't want to miss, the Factory at Walton Mill. If you don't have a wedding and you just want to see the beautiful facility, come by and welcome them to downtown. You'll be glad that you'll get to see that beautiful facility. Our first big event of the year for downtown is on March 13th. It's our annual car show. It's our 16th annual show, so we're really excited about welcoming all of our favorites and some new people to town for that day. Registration will begin at 9 a.m. and it'll go all the way until 1 for registration, but the event will last until 4. So if you're a car lover or just want to come out and enjoy the day, we invite you to do that. Registration is open now, and it's online at monroedowntown.com. You can register your vehicle there, or again, just bring your family and friends to enjoy the show. It'll be located right downtown, all throughout Broad Street. Our businesses will be open, and we're looking forward to a great day downtown. So for all this information, you can follow us on social media, on Facebook at Downtown Monroe, and on Instagram at Monroe Downtown, and then again our website, monroedowntown.com. Thanks so much. We hope to see you soon.
Monroe Country Day School's mission is to inspire every student to have a passion for academic and personal excellence through creative learning, independent thinking, and selfless service to others. Students are exposed to the local community and provided opportunities for independent thinking.
What will you do with all the dirt?
Some of the dirt you see has been hauled over here because they're going to have to build the finished floor, the elevation of the building, so that it's got to have the right kind of soil that will compact and tighten up for the footings of the building.
Monroe Country Day School values the whole child. Therefore, we believe in a holistic and integrated approach that involves the development of the student academically, personally, and socially. Monroe Country Day School believes that creative learning produces independent thinking and fosters a love of learning. Excellence is applied to all that we do. We strive to foster students that are pursuing strong academic and personal excellence. Project-based education is integrated into our curriculum.
When we go back in the classroom, we need the combined weight of you guys, because we've got to figure our bridge, our mass bridge weight ratio, okay? You got to figure out how much weight it was that finally broke your bridge, okay?
We need a scale for that.
And then on Monday, we're going to redesign. We figured out where some of our flaws are. We're going to spend another week redesigning, all right?
Monroe Country Day School offers personalized education that begins with the personal knowledge of each student academically and each student's personal story. We believe that taking personal responsibilities for one's academic and personal choices produces strong, independent, capable, and confident citizens. Students are taught responsibility for self, peers, and community. Through service to one's peers and community, an equipped leader finds personal growth and fulfillment. We facilitate this leadership through providing experiences of service. Respect is the basis for good dialogue, independent thinking, and mutual enjoyment of life lived in community. Monroe Country Day School is designed for families who see the value of educating the whole child. Monroe Country Day School will reach its mission by maintaining small class sizes, offering project-based learning and a high-level curriculum, and by providing service opportunities in an aesthetically pleasing environment. Monroe Country Day School has positioned itself to produce a community of young people who are strong in mind and character and living as contributing members in their community. For more information, please contact Mandy Wellington, Admissions Director, at 770-267-8955.
Hello, Walton County. This is Jody Johnson here with the Recreation Report. I'm happy to say our spring sports registration has gone real well. The participants have come back. We've got around 1,700 kids that have signed up for a lot of our spring sports, which includes our track and field, where we have around 30 kids signed up. Our baseball and softball, which is the bulk of the kids that are participating, around 1,600 or so, 1,600. And then our soccer program here at Felker Park, there's around 250 or so kids participating in those programs. So we are in the process of putting all those kids on teams now, looking for volunteer coaches. Once those teams are placed, then we'll have practices beginning around March 1st. And then our opening day for most of our sports will start around March 20th. So looking forward to all those spring activities getting started. We're really looking forward to the spring weather with all this cold and rain, and hopefully it'll get on out of here and we can have us a great spring where we can all get back outside and stay healthy and get to some of our local parks where you can exercise. A lot of outdoor trails that we have. Of course, while the weather is bad, we want to remind you, you can always come to our community centers at the Meridian Park in Loganville, Felker Park in Monroe. It's a great place to exercise. We have a walking track that's inside. We have a lot of classes that are going on now that our basketball program is winded down. A lot of our classes are getting larger and utilizing the gyms and the community rooms and the exercise rooms. So it's a great time to come and visit some of those classes. You can meet new folks, and we have some great instructors that'll teach us Zumba, kickboxing, all kind of different classes that we have there that are fun and before you know it, you're exercising, you're losing weight, and you're getting healthy. So a great place to go. Go to our website at waltoncountyga.gov. It has all the information there. We do have some projects that are going on, and I'll update you again on those. The splash park is, due to the weather, it's kind of slowed down, but it's about 85-90% complete. The only thing that's really lacking there is the being able to pave the parking lot, and the weather's just not working out for us to be able to do that right now. So as soon as the weather warms up, they'll get the parking lot paved. Then we'll start getting the splash park geared up. It is complete, and as soon as the weather warms up, we'll open that up for the public to start using that, and we'll give you the particulars on the operational methods that we'll be using for that. It's going to be a lot of fun for the kids to come, and a great place to get wet and stay cool and soak in the sun. It's going to be a lot of fun this late spring and into the summer. Looking forward to that. Also, we're constructing a community center down at the Social Circle straight across the street from our South Walton Park, and it is a beautiful facility. It's going to have a workout center as well and a gymnasium. It's going to host some offices there as well. So really look forward to getting that done somewhere late summer, probably early fall. That building will be completed. We do have our all-star basketball teams. This year our 7 and 8 boys, 10 and under boys, and 12 and under boys are going to compete in the Georgia Recreation and Parks Association tournament. We're going to host that the last weekend in February. February 27th, I believe, is the date for that tournament at West Walton Park. where Tucker and Henry County will be coming and participating in that, and hopefully we'll have a few teams that will advance to the state tournament the following weekend in other places around the state. So a lot going on. We're really gearing up for a great spring season. So this is the busy time for our staff. They're all working and getting all the teams organized, getting uniforms ordered. We're getting schedules made. So have a lot of things that we're getting prepared for our spring season, which is a busy season for us, and everybody likes to get outside. And our maintenance staff are also getting the parks ready. I know it's a little difficult right now with the cold weather, then the rain, and the cycle just continues, but they're working every chance they get to clean up the park, clean up those bathrooms, and get them back ready for usage when the springtime does hit. So looking forward to seeing you at the park. If you want to volunteer, give our offices a call. We're always looking for good role models to work with our kids. So give our staff a call if you're interested in doing that. If not, just come to the park and exercise and watch the kids play. It's a lot of fun. So until next time, we'll talk a little bit more about the new projects. Just want to remind everyone that sportsmanship starts at home. See you next time.
Hello everybody, I just want to show you some of the animals we have here at the shelter. I also want to remind everybody it's very cold outside right now, so make sure if you bring the animals inside, you bring them inside. If they have to be outside, please make sure they have the correct bedding material and stuff to try to keep them warm, because remember, if it's cold outside for you, they're pretty cold too. And just need to make sure they stay warm in these cold times that we're having. So again, here's some animals that we have for adoption. Hope you enjoy.
Aurora, she's a 1-year-old coon hound, and she has a lot of energy, and she is ready for adoption.
This is Romeo. He is a shepherd mix, about 3 years old. He was found on Elm Drive, and his hold is up 2/20 of this year. And he's really sweet, and he's very loving, and he just wants a forever home.
This is Maya. She's a beagle. She's about 8 years old, 8 to 9 years old. She's a really sweet girl. Needs a home.
This is Oso. He's a large pit, blue and white, and he was picked up on Sunny Hill Drive yesterday with a chip, and he's also already neutered. So if an owner doesn't come, then he'll be available for adoption shortly.
This is Yukon. He is a white husky shepherd mix, and he was found on Elm Drive, and his hold will be available 2/20, and he's very sweet. He's just a little rambunctious, but that's probably from him being cooped up in a cage. But he's just looking for a forever home.
Creative artists can offer you a wide range of video production. Call the experts and discuss your project today, whether it's your special event or your company. Creative Artist, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist produces this program you're watching. Call Creative Artist today, 770-267-7368. Creative Artist, they'll put you in the spotlight.
Hi, welcome to Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. Today I thought I'd talk just a few moments about our March schedule of classes. It's live on our website. If you go to monroewaltonarts.org, there's a couple of different ways to view our classes and events that we have going on. There's a calendar listed there. Frankly, it works better on a laptop or desktop than it does on your phone. It's fine on your phone. On your phone, you'll see a lot of colored dots, and if you click on one, it'll take you to more information. On your desktop or laptop, it's just a little more clear. But either way, I mean, you'll find you'll see a good grid, obviously, a calendar of what's coming up in the next week. If you go to our calendar, the other way is also on our website at monroewaltonarts.org, and you'll see an overall listing of classes and events, and they're broken down by adult classes, by kids classes, special events, a couple of other headings under there. So you can go there and find classes as well. And if you go to our website, again, it's monroewaltonarts.org. If you go there, you'll see photographs of the projects that we'll be making and examples, fees, and how to register. And about our registration, a lot of our teachers have been teaching literally for a decade or longer, and so they already had their own registration set up before they even came to us and started teaching here. So some of our teachers take their own registration, and everything again is on our website. You'll see exactly what to do. And so some of our classes, like our kids classes and our pottery classes, you will email, and now woodworking too. So you'll email the teacher directly, and that teacher will get back to you and let you know if there's still room in the class. A lot of our classes are filling up now. The teacher will get back to you and let you know if there's still room in the class, and if there is, then how to register, a link to their PayPal or Venmo account or other ways that they are taking their own registration. Some of our classes we take the registration ourselves, and you'll see a link on our website that will say register here. If you click that, it'll take you to our Square account, and you register and pay through us. So but everything, examples, fees, a description, is all right there on our website, and that's really the easiest way to find out about our classes. You can also, of course, come in and pick up this kind of overview of the classes that we offer, and it doesn't go into great detail, because if it went into great detail it'd be 5 or 6 pages long, but it's a listing of the classes. And again, it directs you to our website for more information, for photographs, fees, and how to register. So that's kind of an overview of how our website works and how to find out what we have and how to register. Our Facebook page also has listings of events, and if you search for Monroe Walton Arts on Facebook or Instagram, you'll find us. I'd ask you to become a fan or a follower or like us or whatever it's called these days, so that you get alerts of what we have going on. But we also have a listing of events there. So in March we have our usual weekly classes going on. We have pottery, we have our kids classes in pottery and painting and general arts. We have the first Saturday of the month, I believe that's March 6th, we'll have the Paint and Pizza Party. And we had to add on a second Paint and Pizza Party in February. So we'll see if that happens again in March. Our February class filled up so quickly, we added a second class. So we may end up having to have 2 Paint and Pizza Parties, and that's for the 6 and up crowd. Kind of the upper limit on that is maybe around 12 years old or so. But it's a fun time for kids in those ages. We'll have a Saturday soiree in March. I'm not exactly sure of the date yet, but again, on our Facebook page and our website, we'll have that nailed down in the next week or 2. We have the digital photography class is coming back in March. It will be on March 27th. That's with Bob Richardson. We get rave reviews about that class. He's just a fabulous photographer and artist, but he's also a great guy with a heart for teaching, and he's written his own book about basic digital photography, and he's just a really great teacher. Students love him, and they walk away with a lot of really good practical knowledge, and that's on March 27th. Walton Writers, I sometimes forget to mention them. We have this whole kind of auxiliary group of writers, and that's Walton Writers, and they will have a couple of events in March. Usually on the first Thursday, they have a Zoom meeting where they talk about their books or have ideas or run ideas past each other, do readings and that kind of thing. Sometimes they have a special speaker. They have a special event coming up in March. I don't have all the details on that yet, but I'll get that out on our Facebook page and our website as soon as I can. They also have an open mic that's more for readers, poets and things like that. It's usually on the third Saturday, but not, second Saturday, but not always. Sometimes they switch it up depending on how the calendar falls. So they have a couple of events every month, but in March they will have a special writing event with Carol Townsend. She's a published author. And then we also have our MWCA Rocks. They had their first open mic last week, the week before, and we had around 25 people here, and I think around 6 or 7 performers. It was really great. Young kids mostly, teenagers in their 20s, but it's open to any. But it's just a really great time, and they're very supportive of each other. A lot of really great talent musically here in this town. That's the brainchild of Zach Kaufman that works here. So if you want more information about that, let us know. If you'd like to perform, let us know, and we'll get you with Zach and get you on the schedule to perform. But that is the first Saturday of the month at 7 o'clock, and I believe that's March 6th. So lots going on. More to come. Usually we're adding at least 3 or 4 new classes as the month progresses, and people come and say they'd like to get on the schedule and teach. So, and we've got new classes kind of bubbling to the surface with some new teachers that we're working with. So look for those announcements. But visit us on the web at monroewaltonarts.org. Come in and see us. By the time you see this, we'll have our elementary show up or going up, and we will see you very soon, we hope. Thank you.
Hello, Walton County. My name is Patrice Broughton, and I'm the Public Information Officer for the Walton County Board of Commissioners. I will now be providing county updates to all of you to keep you all informed on what's going on in the county. As of February 18th, we have had our Board of Commissioners meeting, which took place on February 2nd at 6 o'clock here at the historic courthouse. During that meeting, we had several things on the agenda. A lot of Planning Commission recommendations, and one of those recommendations came from the Planning Committee. We had a request for a rezone for 75.484 acres to be rezoned from A1 to R1 for a residential subdivision, but the Board of Commissioners took the recommendation of the Planning Commission, and that was denied. We also had applicants coming in wanting to rezone their property for a rodeo and for an event space, and Chairman Thompson opened up the meeting to comment, and we had several people from that community come out and speak in opposition to that. And so the Board of Commissioners took the recommendation again of the Planning Commission, and that was denied as well. We had applicants come in to ask for a conditional use for a gated community. That passed with no issues from the Board of Commissioners, and we also had applicants come in for conditional use for a guest house. That also passed with no issues. We did have an applicant come in on behalf of Mr. Brian Devine with Verizon Wireless. They are wanting to put a cell tower out on Michael Road. and Mr. Devine came and he explained what the usage would be for that tower to add, more bandwidth here in Walton County for Verizon Wireless customers. That one was tabled by Commissioner Bradford. They wanted to look into the issue a little bit more and ask some questions before they actually made any recommendation on that. We also had on our agenda a contract with the county attorneys. In the past, the county attorneys have, billed hours based on, calls that they got throughout the month. So Chairman Thompson and the Board of Commissioners thought it was prudent to put out a formal contract so that they are getting a set price on a month-to-month basis. So that opens up the attorneys to questions, and the department heads aren't afraid to call and ask those questions for fear of being billed in those billable hours. Carl Morrow, our EMA director, came before the Board of Commissioners wanting to get the workers' compensation insurance for our volunteer community emergency response team. That response team is usually activated in an emergency situation where they can come in and help and assist our public safety, whether it be at a house fire or a flooding event, or even if the sheriff's department needs help in locating someone and they're out with a search party. So Carl was able to get that approved. All right, one of the other things that the Board of Commissioners did at the meeting was to approve our auditors, Malden and Jenkins, to come in and do an operational audit of each department. And what this will do is it will take a look into the operations and the finances of each department to make sure that we are spending the taxpayer dollars wisely and that we are operating as efficiently as possible in an effort to be more transparent to the taxpayers and the citizens, and let them know that we are being very diligent with their dollars. A couple of other things that have been on the list are some building projects that we have going on in the county. If you drive through between, you will now see that the splash park is almost fully operational, and hopefully this spring, if COVID will allow, we'll be able to open that up to the public. The South Walton Community Center is right on track. They've laid all of the plumbing and graded all the ground, and they're looking like they're ready to start pouring concrete so that they can start building that building out that way. The fire station at Hard Labor Creek is coming along nicely. It should be operational by spring, so we're excited about all of the projects that we have going on here in Walton County, and we're doing our best to make sure that we continue to offer the services that our citizens need, especially during this time. I know that several of our departments have had to change hours of operation because of COVID, but rest assured they are doing everything in their power to continue to serve at their best ability. We had to shut down the tag office for a few days due to some quarantine issues with COVID, but they were still able to serve taxpayers through phone calls, through the online system, as well as answering emails. They are now fully operational and have opened their doors to the public again. So if you have any business in the tax commissioner's office, know that they will see you, and you can take care of that business in person. We continue to do our best during these unprecedented times. We ask that the taxpayers and the citizens of Walton County continue to be patient with us. Sometimes it is a a learning opportunity, and sometimes we are learning as we go and as situations arise, but we promise you we're doing our best to continue to offer the exceptional services that you all are used to. If you would like to get in touch with us, please don't hesitate to look on the Walton County website. You can find most numbers, if not all, in our staff directory there, so that you can get in touch with the person that you need to in the department that you need to get in touch with. Also, follow us on social media. We generally will post job opportunities, emergency responses on Facebook, on Twitter. And so if you find yourself missing some information, if you can't find it on the website, please do follow us on our social media pages. We do our best to keep the citizens informed of what we're doing. Also, please come out to the Board of Commissions meeting. I know right now, we have to be careful with the amount of people we have in a space, but if you want to know what's going on in your county and you want to know what your elected officials are doing, what better way than to come and to engage at these meetings. They are held every first Tuesday of the month at 6 o'clock in the historic Walton County Courthouse on Broad Street. So anytime you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call up here. Again, my name is Patrice Broughton. I'm the PIO. My phone number is 770-267-1979, and I look forward to helping you in any way I can.
Where do you come alive? A stadium, lecture hall, a music hall, church potluck? This year, you have a new spot, walkgeorgia.org, a free website that provides you with all the resources needed to get your heart rate up and body out in your community. Sign up and receive individual or group fitness tracking, fitness demos by certified trainers, recipes, and a guide to resources in your Georgia County, all in one easy-to-use site. When you move more, you live more. walkgeorgia.org.
So how do you think the hospital's been, Dina? How does the community view Piedmont Walton?
Well, in the past, people had some negative opinions about when it was Walton County Hospital, I guess.
Right.
I've had a lot, or heard a lot of positive feedback from different people about Piedmont since Piedmont took over. I have Linda Glazier. I'm not sure if you're familiar.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
There. She serves on my board here at the partnership.
Okay.
And Heather as well. She attends all of our Heather Boyce. She attends all of our collaborative meetings, and just the stuff that they're doing in the community is phenomenal as well as the patient care. I think they're doing a great job.
Have you met the CEO, Larry Ebert?
I think I met Larry once, but it's been a while. It's been a little time. I've heard a lot about Larry through the chamber and through other sources.
Well, I'm glad he's not here to hear me say this, but he is really, really invested in that hospital. He is he's a unique individual in a very good way. I respect him tremendously. And then the CNO is a lady named Candace Fricks. I don't know if you've ever met Candace.
I have not.
But she's super also. And they've assembled a really good team over there. Rose Dennis and then Marty Wynn. Marty's the CFO. Rose is in charge of operations. And Larry and that team have really looked at that hospital from top to bottom. I just can't say enough good things about what they've done. I did not know the hospital beforehand, but I have certainly seen what they've done since. And, whether you look at it from a community perspective or whether you look at it from some external measures, these third-party people, when CMS and Leapfrog and these other folks who are well respected around the country in terms of how they look at quality, the hospital's made huge strides, and they're in a good spot.
Absolutely. think, or am I wrong? Have they opened yet another wing of the hospital?
They sure did open 10 beds back on the back hall, which had currently been non-clinical. It really kind of been more storage than anything else, Dina. And now COVID really kind of accelerated that. So I was going to say a word or two about that today, but opened up 10 additional beds. And I forget how many they're actually licensed for. I know it was pre-COVID, they were 77. They opened up those 10. So I think they're right at 90 currently. Okay. And, it's a capacity has actually been one of the issues during COVID, ability to be able to handle the volume. So they have made, and that's a nice building. So, that building, that hospital, the building itself is not very old. It's 8 or 9 years old, something like that. Yeah. So it's, it really is a good facility.
That's good. Yeah. I both my in-laws have since passed away, but they have had in their, later years, were patients out there. Yeah. And for various different things, but we were always very pleased with their care. And I had, when it was in the other location, I had my youngest son there, which is 22 years old now. So, I actually worked there at the hospital when it was in the other location in medical records, just before I got married, then just after I got married. So I know a lot of the staff that have been there for a very long time.
Right, so, right. How many children do you have?
I have 2 boys.
2 boys.
My oldest just had twin baby boys.
Oh, cool.
So we're busy with them. And then my youngest is getting married in September. So we're getting busy with a wedding as well. So
that sounds like a lot of fun.
It keeps me busy.
Good for you.
We'll wait a few minutes and see if we have, I'm sure we'll have people join us at the last minute. You're looking for the Zoom link? What? Are you in your office? Hello? Hello? I can hear you now. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, I'm in my office if you'd rather come do the Zoom meeting at my with me and myself here. Well, it was supposed to be in person, in Social Circle, but yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, well, you tune in when you get to the office now. Yeah. Okay, we'll see you soon. All right, bye-bye.
Dina.
Yes, ma'am.
My internet's going in and out. I'm up in the mountains.
Oh.
We had bad storm last night, so it's not very stable.
Is this?
So I don't know if you want me to stay on or if you want me to join a meeting next week next month when I'm in town.
Completely up to you. What had you rather do?
I'll try it, but I can't guarantee that it will be okay.
Well, you should have told me you were in the mountains and you could have just taking this one off. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm completely up to you. I will let you decide. We don't have anything for next month, so if you want the floor for the entire meeting, you can do that. Completely up to you.
All I heard was we don't have anything next month. No, I don't want the floor for the entire meeting.
Okay. Well, if we come to you during that time and you can't hear us and we can't hear you, then we'll just assume that you want to be on next month's agenda. How about that? I'm sorry, y'all. This is my aunt. I've got to step out for 1 second. Hello. Uh-huh. Yeah.
What? What did I miss? Tell him, Jeffrey, I need a nap. We went to my mom's house. What the hell? Tell him how she almost ended a bitch. Jeffrey?
Priscilla, was that part of your presentation?
Absolutely not.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so when you join, if you'll mute yourself, unless you have a question or you're talking, I will put that in the chat box.
Hey, Dina.
Hello, how are you this morning?
Pretty good. Am I the only one here?
Oh, no, ma'am. We have lots of folks joining.
Oh, all I see is you. Okay.
Well, is that a bad thing, Molly?
No, that's a great thing. That's a great thing.
You should be able to see a lot of people.
Well, I don't know where they are. Let me see. I've got
maybe some of these folks who aren't challenged with technology can tell you why, because I can't.
I don't know. Listen, I am not going to be here on here long.
Okay.
Oh, there they are. I see them. I see everybody now. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Everybody's just listening to you, Molly.
Morning. I know it. But I've got to leave about by 8:30, so I'll click off then.
Okay.
Just wanted you to know.
Okay.
I'm trying to get ready to leave too.
Okay.
Anyway, but I'm listening.
Okay. Well, if you're getting ready to leave, you might want to mute yourself, Molly.
I will. Because you'll just hear me talking, won't you? I'm looking to see who else here.
We're going to give it a couple more minutes and then we'll get started.
He over there in that mindset with them.
Good morning, everybody. I had to switch to my phone. My computer audio was not working.
Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of, to do it from home. So that's why I came in here. There's such a crowd back here behind me. I don't know if y'all can see me very well.
Yeah, I'm impressed at the amount of participants you have there.
I No.
Works. Hey, Nelma, what are you doing up so early?
How you doing, Jim?
Hey, Rick, good morning.
The room, Jim.
Right. Oh my gosh, she really is.
She is.
Morning, Nelma.
Nelma gets up and cooks every morning. You know Nelma.
She's probably got to go out and feed the animals, and not too many crops this time of year to pick, though, huh?
Okay, I didn't hear that comment. I was putting my ear in.
That's probably just as well. Everybody else did, though.
Oh, no.
You know it was all good.
Well, I'm at home this morning, and my precious Charlie cat likes the chair that I have taken as my office chair. So I had to remove Charlie.
Oh, I thought you had to get it. I thought you'd get a new chair.
Okay, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and get us started this morning. I apologize for the sudden change last evening. After speaking to a couple of my board members, they suggested that we just do completely Zoom in case we had some bad weather this morning. Didn't want to put anyone in danger by traveling to Social Circle. The church at the Grove was very accommodating whether we came or whether we decided to do Zoom. So we will be back in Social Circle. I believe May is the month that we'll go to Social Circle and they will host the meeting there. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody, welcome our special guest. I would ask that if you will please mute yourself unless you are speaking. That will save on everybody being able to hear, and we'll save all questions until the end after the presentation. We do have 2 presentations this morning, and hopefully we will get all your questions answered as they come at the end. But if you have any questions, if you have anything to share outside of the presentations, if you'll just leave that in the chat box, because I'm not quite sure if we'll have time for every individual that has joined to share their information today. But as always, if you'll just send your information, flyers, events, whatever you may want to share to me by email, I'm always happy to share that for you. So again, if everybody will mute your computer, and we will get started. So I'm going to ask Heather to introduce our first guest, and I appreciate Dr. Senior joining us this morning. He's going to share some information with us, but I'm going to let Heather Boyce with Piedmont Walton introduce him and tell you a little bit about Dr. Senior. So go ahead, Heather.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm Heather Boyce. I'm the Community Relations Manager at Piedmont Walton Hospital. Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Okay, cool. All right. Well, Dr. Stenyard is the Chief Medical Officer for Piedmont Athens Regional and Piedmont Walton Hospitals. As the CMO, he leads clinical quality for both hospitals' medical staff, helping clinicians and executive teams execute on Piedmont's commitment to high-quality, patient-centered care in the community. Prior to his current role, Dr. Stenyard worked as CMO for Athens. As part of the Athens leadership team, he has been an integral and influential leader for the medical staff, leading clinicians and staff through one of Piedmont's largest Epic integrations and plans to build upon this legacy here at Walton. A cardiologist by trade, Dr. Stenyard spent his medical career in the Athens area, practicing for nearly 30 years prior to his role as CMO. During his time in Athens, Dr. Senyard has served in numerous leadership roles, including chair of the hospital executive committee, medical director of the hospital's cardiac cath lab, member of the board of trustees for the hospital authority, vice president of medical affairs, and president of the hospital medical staff. Dr. Senyard received his medical degree from the Medical College of Georgia, where he also completed both his internship and residency. He also completed a cardiology fellowship at Emory University, and he and his wife, Leslie, have 3 children and reside in the Athens area. So thanks for having us today, and I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Senyard.
Thank you, Heather. Can everybody hear me okay? Okay, great. So Heather, that was very kind. Really what you could sum all that up in one statement says, when I got too old to practice cardiology, they kind of kicked me upstairs. So they've given me a little office over in the corner and asked me to try to be quiet and not say many things. And that's kind of my role now. So, but I do appreciate everybody letting me come in and talk a little bit this morning. I wish we could be together in person. I always like that a little bit better. But, you know, Zooms and WebExes and phone calls are, you know, kind of a sign of the times. Dina and I talked a little bit last night about the agenda today. And what we thought is I think she's already teed this up pretty well, is I'll try to just say a few things about a couple of topics that I think are relevant. And then we'd like to open it up for discussion and questions, because I really want this to be interesting for everybody who's taken the trouble to tune in this morning. First topic is just a reminder that February is Heart Month. That started all the way back in 1964 under President Lyndon Johnson. And the purpose of naming a month Heart Month is to really kind of raise awareness about heart health and about the dangers of heart disease and the prevalence of heart disease. And it also kind of sends us into some action mode too, trying to promote healthy choices and changing our lifestyle. The sobering news about heart disease and stroke is that they do remain the leading cause of death in the United States. If you take all the deaths from cancer, AIDS, trauma, motor vehicle accidents, etc., and add them all together, it still would not equal the number of deaths that occur from heart disease and stroke. That's the sobering news. The good news is that there's a tremendous amount that can be done to prevent heart disease and also to treat it when and if it occurs. When I started practice many years ago, the emphasis really was on how to treat heart disease, how to recognize it and how to treat it. But over the last 10 to 15 years, I'm happy to say that emphasis has kind of shifted over to prevention. Some experts estimate that anywhere between 70 and 80% of heart disease deaths can be prevented. Now let that sink in a little bit. That's an impactful statement. And even if that number 80% is off a little bit, if we can impact that 60, 70% or so, that would have a tremendous impact. The treatment for heart disease and how we recognize it, all that has really progressed rapidly in the last 20 years. There are advances in medications, and those medications, especially in the treatment of heart failure and atherosclerotic heart disease. There have been tremendous advances in diagnostic and interventional type procedures. The CT angiography, some of you probably heard of, but this is a quick and almost easy way to diagnose coronary disease and its severity and the location within the coronary tree. And that's all key in terms of how you treat it. Screening tests are out there. You probably heard of calcium scoring, which detects any footprints of atherosclerosis in the coronary arteries. Procedures have advanced. Pacing is now used in some forms of congestive heart failure, and it's very, very effective. Stents have progressed generation by generation, and they're easier to place, they're more effective, they last longer, they require less medications. These have been pivotal in terms of interrupting acute heart attacks. And then there also have been some really, really impressive advances in the area that's called structural heart disease. And that has to do with valvular problems. As you know, there are 4 sets of valves in the heart, And traditionally, or way back in my time, the only way you could treat a dysfunctional valve if it was bad enough was with open heart surgery. Well, now many of these valvular problems can be treated percutaneously, which means people can advance equipment up through an artery or vein in the leg to the level of the heart and repair the valve. And that's a big game changer in that particular part of the cardiac arena. So again, February is Heart Month, and the takeaway from this is to really raise your awareness and know your numbers, own your lifestyle. It's very easy to have your blood pressure checked. You can have it done in multiple venues, free, and that's an important metric to watch. It's easy to get your glucose checked. Speak to your doctor about it. He or she have probably already assessed it, but that's a very easy thing to do with just a simple prick of the finger. And not only your glucose, but your hemoglobin A1C, which kind of takes a look at your glucose over the last 3 months. Know what your optimal weight is and aspire to try to achieve that. Make sure your cholesterol has been checked regularly. Review your family history with your physician. And by all means, if you smoke, make every attempt you can to stop smoking. There are there's a lot of information out there about the proper amount of exercise and the different ways that you can achieve, good cardiac health daily. But just simply walking and many other kinds of exercise too. So there's no shortage of ways to really kind of stay active. So I think all these things are very important. Know your numbers, own your lifestyle, and kind of discuss with your physician so that they can tailor the plan to whatever your risk profile should be. So in a nutshell, that's what February Heart Month is kind of all about. And there's a lot of material that can be discussed. And so again, towards the end of this, please, if anybody's got specific questions, offer them up. From that, I'll kind of segue over into the second part of this discussion. And it's difficult to talk to anybody nowadays without talking about COVID. The pandemic hit Piedmont about the same time that it hit the state of Georgia. And that was about a year ago, really about a year ago this month. Needless to say, it's been a long year. It's been a difficult year. There's been a lot of sadness for patients, families, and sadness for our staff that they've had to witness all of this firsthand. There's been an incredible amount of stress. At Piedmont, we experienced 3 real surges or peaks in volume of COVID patients. And interestingly, this coincided with what the community was experiencing. I don't know how many of you have had the opportunity to go on the Department of Health site, the DPH site, but they have a very, very thorough site that shows you what's going on in the state of Georgia. And one of those graphs on there depicts the number of new cases diagnosed each day. And if you look at those peaks over the last year or so, they coincide exactly with what was going on in the hospital. The fact is, the hospital peaks, we would start anticipating them to occur about 1 to 2 weeks after we saw the community peaks. The first surge, so to speak, was back in March and April of last year, 2020. And relatively speaking, the number of patients that we saw at that time were pretty small here in the state of Georgia. It was a lot for us, but it was, relatively speaking, as to what was to come, it was pretty small. Our stressors or our difficulties back in March of April of last year were really, were we going to have enough supplies? You've probably heard the term PPE, personal protective equipment. That's things like masks and gowns and gloves, things like that. Those are usually ready available in a hospital, but the volume that we needed to start handling COVID patients was really unprecedented. And that put a stress on us. All hospitals, I think, across the country were trying to acquire these supplies, these materials. In addition, at that time, remember, testing was very new and people didn't know exactly how to use it. We didn't know how to roll it out. We didn't know how to operationalize it very well. So all of that about a year ago, that was some of the struggles that we were going through.